Barissa scores!
There's scenes here at Perry Park!
Chris Lynn has taken the wild thing and sent him.
Oh, Bateman! Bateman! Yeah! Welcome back to the Beyond the Sidelines podcast. Joining me, Finn and Campbell. Boys, it's episode 19. How are we on this fine day?
We're good. Edging closer to 20.
Yeah, God. Milestone.
At the milestone. That's big stuff.
I remember when we first started, we were going, we'll get to 20 in no time.
And haven't we just?
Time's
just felt like forever with you bloody blokes, honestly.
Time's just flown, I reckon. It's just gone so quickly.
Anyway, we'll celebrate episode 20 and episode 20.
When it gets there. Wait till we get to that point.
Guys, we've got a whole week. Let's survive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we'll get on to our Fast Five, starting off with the Perth Glory. What's going on there, guys?
No idea.
Mate, it's a bit of a shambles, eh? I mean, last year they were a penalty shootout away from, what do they call the A-League trophy? What's the nickname? The toilet seat.
I have no idea, mate.
Yeah, I think that is it.
That's what
I've heard that nickname.
Yeah, but again, they were the home team in the grand final last year, and now they're bottom of the pile.
Bottom.
And the Phoenix were bottom last week, but we can talk about them later.
Now they're in ninth.
Soaring.
Well, I mean, Perth have only won one game this year, and it was against the Phoenix.
Exactly, mate. But you've got to start. When does the coach get sacked? Very good coach. Is it Popovich?
I think it is.
Yeah. Again, won an Asian Champions League title with the Wanderers. Very good coach. He's been there, done it. But I mean, they're coming last, and this is a team who can't come last.
Yeah.
No.
This is a team who one of you two. I forgot who it was. I think it was
me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Picked them to come first.
Yeah.
We all had them in our top 6.
Yep.
I mean, it's early on in the season, so we'll see what happens.
And all coaches are getting judged by the Beyond the Sidelines predictions at the end of the day. So,
hey, if he wants to back himself up, come on to the Beyond the Sidelines podcast.
Come on.
Come on.
And time's up there, boys. We're on to number 2. Israel Folau versus Rugby Australia.
2 comes after 1.
2 does come after 1. This
Again,
is correct.
Good, you can count.
Well, we're Maths A students,
exactly.
mate. Or former Maths A students. Survivors. Anyway, Rugby Australia, mate. I interrupted you, but settlement today. Well, we're recording this on Wednesday.
They're not bankrupt.
They're not bankrupt, but the terms of the settlement undisclosed. It's a win for Israel.
I think it is. Yeah.
I think. Again, I'm not going to comment on his comments. What he said, but I think he had terms in his contract that, from all accounts, from what I've heard, he violated.
Yep.
So the fact Rugby Australia, they would have given up some decent cash.
Definitely would have. Especially since he wanted 14 million.
Exactly. I don't think they got 14 million.
They definitely didn't get 14 million, but it was a settlement. Wouldn't have been 14 million, wouldn't have been 1 million. No, so I'd be interested to see what it was. But
where does Israel go now? What does he do?
He hangs up the boots early shower.
Well, I don't know who would
take him.
I don't know who would accept him.
Because I'm not joking here. I think he has to go work for the church or something. Because I don't think most companies wouldn't pick him up now, let alone other sporting franchises.
Yeah, no way.
Anyway, Tom Gilbert, friend of the podcast.
Oh,
friend.
He's not yet, so that's a bit of a spoiler.
Oh, he re-signed, of course, with the North Queensland Cowboys recently. Boys, let's discuss this. He had a great Intrust Super Cup season. Finished the 2019 season as the Rookie of the Year and Lock of the Year, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's one of those great talents, and when I was playing with him in under 12s,
I was playing with him in under 9s, mate.
So where did we go wrong? I think it was development.
Height.
Yeah,
was a factor.
Yeah, you always knew he was going to go places. He hasn't gotten there yet, but he is one of the more more prodigious talents in the NRL. And we'll see how he goes next season. Speaking to his media manager, he seems quite hopeful, but we'll see where he goes.
I can see him breaking into that North Queensland side and really running that front line with Taumalolo, just carving up teams.
I think he'll play next year.
I think he will, but again, is he going to be a regular or is he going to be a 4-gamer type thing?
I think he could be a bench player. Come on.
Yeah, but I think the fact that the Cowboys are re-signing him, that shows intent.
All right, time's up on that one, boys. Vunivalu, Suliasi Vunivalu signs for the Queensland Reds. I did not see this coming. It just came out of the blue. And look, the Melbourne Storm are now down to, they don't have many outside backs left.
Well, Addo-Carr, he's apparently going to leave, or at least there are strong rumours of that happening. But again, this is weird. This is weird because normally when a move like this happens, there's rumours about it for weeks beforehand.
Just came out of nothing.
No chatter.
Storm are losing so much talent. They lost Brody Croft recently. They're just losing everyone. But we were talking about off air what the Queensland Reds are going to line up like next year, and we were going,
and the Wallabies,
and the Wallabies. We're going, there's a bit of a hole on the outside, out on the wing, and they seem to have filled it.
Well, it's not for next year. Next year. Sorry, he's
2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
So 2020 he'll be with the Storm. I don't know how much game time he'll get. They might even
Storm?
try and
No.
blood someone else.
He'll play.
He'll
I think
play, yeah.
Craig Bellamy, smart coach, he'll go, Vunivalu, he's our best winger, especially if Adokar leaves. We need to play him. Because it's stupid just to bench a guy, send him to Q Cup just because, I don't know.
Well, I was also thinking maybe the Storm might be interested in Latrell Mitchell.
Wait,
but they could be going, so while they have him, they'll want to try and push for another NRL title.
Are they trying to free up salary cap space?
Yeah,
there you go. But actually, I will just say this quickly. You think about that Reds team. Yeah. So we were talking about it again off air. Tate McDermott, 9. Isaac Lucas, 10.
Yeah.
Vunivalu, and
who's the person on a 1-year contract?
Henry Spate. But
Henry
again,
Spate.
I think it's a 1-year contract.
But he'll play this year, and then I think Vunivalu will come in. Yep. Jock Campbell come out on the...
Jock at fullback, Batea at 13.
It's looking like a great side.
James O'Connor in the middle
and
with Batea.
As we were saying, also, for the last few years, Waratahs and New South Wales teams generally in sport dominate the national team.
Yeah.
I think this is a bit of, changing of the guard, isn't it?
It certainly is.
You look at that forward pack too. Tom Kibble, Harry Wilson,
Fraser McBride.
It's Harry Hawkins. It's stacked.
It's such a great young team. And, I'm really keen to see where they go.
It's great for Australian rugby because these guys have grown up together. They're not years apart.
Yeah.
They're generally the same age.
Could see another 2012 side.
Possibly.
2011, mate.
2011?
Close. I was at that final.
I remember watching it in Lismore, but anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
traveller of the world.
Oh, yeah.
We could honestly talk about it all day. We'll get on to our last topic, though. Number 5.
Why don't we?
Let's do it.
Our last Fast 5, number 5, declaring, boys. In the recent Test match against Pakistan, Australia, they seem to have enough time to let Warner reach his record, but Tim Payne decided to declare and have a bowl against Pakistan, sort of denying him the record.
Well, they basically were waiting. I think it was said that they were going to declare it something like 5 o'clock or 5:30.
It's because of the night session. It's very hard to batter.
Oh, and it was a good decision because they took about 6 wickets, didn't they?
It was. Or was Payne just going, look, I can't score anything above 20.
I'm a bit jealous,
I'm a bit jealous. No, but it's, I don't know. David Warner, it would have been cool to see someone break that record. I think even Brian Lara said it would have been cool to see someone break it, but David Warner?
Yeah.
Of all the
he's
people
OLED TV, Mr. Woolies himself.
If I wasn't a cricketer, I'd probably be working at Woolworths. Good on you, David. No, it's great batting performance.
Oh.
But it would have been cool to see him get to that 400 or at least strive towards it.
Well, he's second now in the record books behind Matthew Hayden's score of 380. So he wasn't far off. Only another 380.
I thought it was 384.
I'm pretty sure it's 380.
That's off the top of my head, so don't hold me to that.
Well, I looked this one up, so I think I might be right.
he did set the record for the highest test score at Adelaide Oval as well.
Quickest Test 100 as well.
Another cool
Sydney.
thing. Another cool thing.
Breaking the records all over the place.
I saw on Facebook a few years ago, someone tweeted David Warner saying, I'd love you to score a 300. And Warner commented saying, mate, I don't have the patience for it. Now, 3, 4, 5 years down the track.
He's
matured a lot.
He has... Well, yeah. Has he? No, he has. He has. And I think just like Steve Smith, he's learnt from obviously the last year. But no, that's great to see. So, But Tim Payne, come on, man.
Well, I mean, he's getting undermined left, right and centre as well by Smudge.
Yeah, exactly. That's a whole nother story to talk about.
The new boys coming back in and Payne doesn't like it.
He doesn't.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like sledging Payne, but...
Colgate. That was the worst sledge. I believe that was Labuschagne though.
Yeah. There were pretty good sledges against was it India? And he was telling who's the Indian wicketkeeper?
Pant. Rishabh Pant.
Yeah. And he was saying, can you babysit my kids? And
I remember that. I liked that one.
That was funny. Anyway,
yeah.
Well over time.
Well, this week we had a great interview. Goofy.
David
Goofy Sutherland from the Brisbane Bandits.
Isn't that a great nickname? Goofy.
He's a great.
Yeah, it is. But I guess, well, he's a legend of the game, isn't he? Or at least in Australia. Probably doesn't get the recognition he deserves, I guess, because, let's face it, baseball isn't top tier in Australia. But still, great chatting to him. Such a great stuff. Was part of that team who beat the United States.
Exactly. 4-time back-to-back. They're going for their 5th, the Bandits. So they've won it 4 years in a row.
Back to back.
I reckon they got sick of winning.
It's a lot of
backs.
It's a lot of backs.
Yeah.
It is a lot of backs.
Anyway, you can listen to his interview right now. And we are joined by David Goofy Sutherland, Brisbane Bandits veteran player. Now, David, I just want to start off this interview by asking, why do you have the nickname Goofy?
Mate, that's I've had that nickname since I was a kid. My first Queensland training, we were doing a fielding drill, and I was making a throw, and I stood on my long shoelaces, and I fell over. And the coach back then, Peter Dutton, he's a
legend.
He's a Hall of Fame Queensland player and coach. He just said, "Oh, that's a bit goofy," and everyone that heard it had a good laugh, and it just stuck.
Mate, let's get, a bit of psychology here. How does that make you feel? Because is that you would have heard some worse nicknames out there, though, right?
Yeah, no, probably I was a little bit funny probably the first day, but then I'm a bit of pretty laid back, and I saw the funny side of it, and mate, ever since no one ever says it in a mean way, so
yeah,
just sort of it's good. People know me by that, and I think it helps in that way.
Yeah, certainly. And you play for the Brisbane Bandits, as we previously mentioned, 4-time champions, going for the 5th. What do you reckon your chances are this season?
I think every year, like having won 4 in a row, every year it gets tougher and tougher. All the other teams are that more driven to really challenge us. But we've got a great core group of players that come together, really want to do the job every time. So it's never guaranteed or anything. But looking at our team and how we play together, I think we'll give it a good poke.
Well, I guess, how do you think you guys have started to the season? Is it to the standards you guys want to be playing at?
Yeah, we're probably not there yet. We went away to Adelaide the first round, and we were very flat. I think, we really hadn't had much time to bond as a group, a few new players, and there was a couple of games there we could have won, but we got beaten in the late innings. But then good fight back week 2 against Geelong, played very well, and so 4 wins, 4 losses. But we haven't played our best baseball, so we sort of understand what we need to do.
But it's about winning at the right time, isn't it? And I guess that's something you guys have learnt over the last 4 years, 5 years. Peaking at the right time. You don't win a championship in the first round, so it's about I guess learning from those mistakes.
Absolutely. I think you got to understand that you're not going to play your best every game, so you really need to work hard and keep improving. And by the end of the season, it doesn't really matter what happened in round 1.
Now, I'm reasonably new to baseball in Australia.
Yeah.
What is the support like in the ABL competition?
As far as like a following goes, I think it keeps building. When I walk around, go to the shops now, you get people come up to you all the time saying, "Oh, how you going? Good luck for your games and stuff."
Wow.
Yeah,
awesome.
I had quite a bit, and more. It seems like more and more people know what's happening every year. They may not be like at every game, but they certainly are aware that the league's happening, and which is a bit different to when the ABL started. I don't think people didn't know we played baseball in Australia, so stuff like that. But especially with winning, I think a lot of people in Brisbane definitely know about us and want to come watch us.
Yeah, and speaking about home, you played there last weekend. You played at One Hub Stadium, powered by Optus, which, it's Holloway Field. I remember going there as a kid. Queensland Rams. How good is it there on a game day?
We love it there. It's not the biggest stadium, but we love the atmosphere there. The grandstands are right on top of the field. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably the closest you'll get to the field anywhere in Australia, and it's normally nice and warm, and the ball flies there. So I think our fans really love it there.
Yeah, better than the RNA when you guys used to play there.
Yeah. I think, it's when we made the move. The first thing that was nice was just to play on like a proper made baseball field instead of instead of just a place they've made into a field.
Yeah,
and
Yeah, look, as a supporter, it wasn't great either. Going to RNA, not going to lie. Wasn't a fan.
Yeah, it certainly has a good feel there at Holloway.
Definitely.
Well, I guess, mate, that just kind of highlights what you just said. That highlights how secondary baseball is in Australia. Like, if we're being honest. So growing up, how did you get into baseball? Especially when there are, more Australian sports out there like cricket, which is similar.
Absolutely. My story is a bit of a funny one. We're never a baseball family, but my brother's friend talked him into coming down and play T-ball one day at Mitchelton, and when I was 5 years old, I went down and had a look, and I was just hooked. Like, from that moment on, I never really thought about playing another sport or really wanted to play another sport. So, just sort of how it happened. And since I was 5, I've never really looked back.
Well, what is it about baseball that you love?
Mate, that's
hard to put into words?
Yeah, hard to put into words. I don't know. I honestly just love the game since I was a kid.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. I guess we all love our own different sports and that type of thing, and I guess it is hard to put into words. Maybe, I guess it's
maybe you think back to when you're a kid and you just really loved turning up, and it just sort of goes from there.
Exactly. Well, it's enjoyment, it's comfort,
Yeah.
Well, when you were playing as a kid, what was the junior setup like for baseball?
Pretty good. Like you play at your local club, and then you come through, and then under 14 start, and then you get a chance to start playing for your region and then your state. So, and I think now once you're about 12, you can start playing Little League, which if you do well, you can play internationally as well. So
do you think the pathway is good now?
It can always be improved, but I think baseball, with the Little League internationally, and then the other leagues, the senior league, which is I think 15-year-olds.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried to make it one big thing, so you can start in Brisbane or wherever you are and end up in America somewhere.
Well, I saw that on ESPN. Little League. It's a bunch of like 12-year-olds and stuff.
Little League Championship.
Like Australia were over there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I got into the wrong sport when I was young. There you go.
Imagine being on ESPN when you're 12.
It is a bit crazy how I would never have thought of that when I was that age.
No way. But now you've won a few ABL titles, the Claxton Shield. Yep. What's it like winning one of those, or 4 of those, or even more?
Yeah, it's amazing actually. I've won the last 4 years, but back before that, I won a couple with the Queensland Rams as well. So it's always very special. We had a few tough years at the Bandits before we started winning, and you start to wonder if you're ever going to win one. But it really isn't. Every one of them is special. There certainly was. We had a very young team when the ABL started 10 years ago, and there was a lot of growing pains, but a lot of the players, like looking back 10 years ago, it's a lot of the same people playing. So a lot of those young blokes that came into the team at 19, 20 are still playing now, and they're the blokes that drive the team. They're the best players.
Certainly. And, there were a few rough periods there in the changeover when it was going to the Queensland Rams to the Brisbane Bandits. What was that change like for you personally?
It was, I didn't, one year I didn't play, but it took a little bit. Obviously, it's a big effort to get like a competition like the ABL running on the ground running, and we had our few. We definitely had some growing pains there. Our team, like I said, changed a lot. A lot of old guys sort of finished up, and we ended up with a very young team there for a while. But I think in the end, we did the right thing, having those young players, because obviously give them a chance, let them develop, and look where we are now.
Do you think the standard of baseball's improved in Australia?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, the old Claxton Shield was like it was 1 week tournament for the most part, and you're just not going to improve your game in that sort of time. Like, it was definitely a fun week, but having a proper league where we play for 12 weeks against very good players, and then the standard of players that come in overseas makes it. That just makes players just improve that much more.
Exactly.
Now, you've not only represented Brisbane with the Bandits, but you've also played for Australia in baseball.
Yep.
What's it like representing your country?
Yeah, it's obviously a massive honour. And I think that's the next step. Like the ABL's been around for 10 years now, and I think the Australian team can start to turn some heads internationally. I think that's really where baseball needs to go. No one overseas really thinks that we can compete with the big boys, and I think we really can. As long as the league keeps going, and it should do, and no reason it won't, then I think we can do a lot better internationally.
Well, I guess that was highlighted by, it was a few weeks ago now, but Australia beating the United States. Yeah. Were you part of that team?
Yeah. I played first base. We beat Canada to make the second round of the Premier 12, and then had that massive win against USA, which I'm sure turned a few heads. So we got out to an early lead in the first inning, and then we held it with good pitching and defense, and ended up winning 2-1.
And your fellow teammate Tim Atherton was pitching that game, correct?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Thinking back to a couple of weeks, yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah,
he's fantastic. He's one of our co-captains. He's one of the leaders of the team, and he thoroughly deserved to pitch against America, and and he expected to do well, and he really shoved it.
Yeah, from my memory, he pitched quite deep to like the 5th, 6th, 7th inning with no hits as well, or something like that.
Yeah, I think he pitched into the 6th or 7th inning.
For sure. And what was that experience like, winning against the USA? Like, what? Who would have thought that?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like I said, no one really expects us to win those games. It was intense the whole way through. It was one of those games that just every pitch was so important. Yeah, like once we got on top, we would have loved to have added on a couple more runs just to make it a bit easier. But there's everyone just stuck to their job, and to beat them, they very much did not like that. So it was a big win for us, and I think it can showed a lot of people that we can do more on the international stage.
Certainly proves the quality of the league as well. What was it like playing against those players? Do you remember any key players that were in the USA squad at that on that day?
Yeah, the catcher Kratz has spent a long time in the big leagues, and they didn't have other big leaguers, but they had a lot of guys that are going to be big leaguers very soon. A lot of very high prospects and stuff. So yeah, a lot of young players and a lot of talented players. So yeah.
Speaking of prospects, you were once a prospect yourself. You still are a prospect, but you're a prospect for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's right.
What was that experience like as well?
Well, it was a long time ago now, but yeah, I went over there when I was 17. Played rookie and A-ball for the Dodgers. Didn't quite handle it in the end, but amazing experience. Got to play in a lot of places in America: Florida, Georgia, Utah, Michigan. Honestly, look back on it now, would have loved to have gone further, but it wasn't to be. But really amazing time over there.
Yeah, completely understandable. And you're the all-time leader for the Brisbane Bandits in many categories, including games played. You recently broke the 350 mark. What was that night like? You got to do it at home, correct?
Yeah, that was last Friday night.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm the second player in the league to get to 350 games. It's sort of crept up on me a bit. It's great to got a massive applause from our home fans. It was great to feel that appreciation, and I don't know, I guess when I'm finished playing, I'll have a think about that stuff probably more. But I guess you look back on it and you go, "Oh, how have I played 250?" But that's just how it is, and definitely loved every minute of it.
Well, thank you very much, Goofy, for joining us today. It was a great interview. Glad to have you on.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
Cheers, mate. Best of luck for the rest of the season, eh?
Thank you.
What an amazing interview with David Sutherland. Boys, what did you think?
Yeah, Goofy was great.
He was a bit goofy, though. No, he was great. He was great. Like we said before, great insight to some pretty cool moments.
Yeah,
I think for Australian baseball. So
definitely.
Thanks again for coming on, Goofy. If you're still listening, hope you are.
Yeah,
let's hope so. I mean, one of those great moments you're talking about there was his 350th game. That was last Friday night. The reigning champions, Brisbane Bandits, swept Geelong Korea.
4-time champions.
4-time champions, exactly.
Respect where it's due,
Respect
mate.
where it's due. Swept Geelong Korea with a few close fixtures over the weekend, including that 15-run thriller ending in a walk-off in extras last Friday for our mate Goofy's.
How about that?
350th.
How about that in your 350th?
You can't really ask for much more. Like
That's crazy.
That's the stuff dreams are made of, honestly.
If only he was the one to hit that base hit. That would have been,
if it was a grand slam,
home run out of the park.
That would be.
That's the only way you top that, though. But no, that
is
great win for the Bandits.
Certainly. The Adelaide Giants also took on the Sydney Blue Sox, with the latter winning the series 3-1 over the weekend. It was a kind of a one-sided weekend.
Oh, sorry, Campbell. What's baseball's obsession with socks?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you got to wear them.
You got white socks. You got the black socks.
No, White Socks, Red Sox.
I guess.
I thought
Blue Sox.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I guess you got the long socks going in the baseball, don't you? You got like the 3/4 pants and the
Not
long
everyone
socks.
wears them.
But it's like
Like you wear socks, but you can wear long pants too.
it's like calling a team, the Queensland Mouthguards.
Well, they're obviously just ripping it off the Boston Red Sox, like Sydney Blue Sox.
New South
Come
Wales
on, just-
headgear.
Yeah.
Not
Killed
the
it.
same. Not the
Killed
same.
it. That was a Gussie move.
That was a
That was an
move.
echo. Just a bad echo.
I apologise.
No.
I
But-
truly do.
The Sydney Mouthguards.
Far out.
All right.
That was a Gussie move.
Well, that was very Gussie. No, again, but it's blue socks. I don't know.
Blue socks.
It's strange.
I want to see some purple socks.
Ooh.
Let's I don't know.
Spice it up a little bit.
Well, let's tick off all the colours of the rainbow.
Why not? Why not? Your Auckland boys, try to pronounce it.
No.
Tuatara.
I reckon it's probably not Maori. I reckon it's
I reckon
something
they just made it up. They just went that collection of
not
words.
even that, man. I reckon it's just something really basic
Yeah.
that we're too scared to attempt.
Yeah. The Auckland Kioras. Also, I'm just thinking of a Maori phrase, mouldy phrase. Also faced off against the Melbourne Aces, with the Aces also getting the broom out against them.
That's a cool logo.
It is a cool
The
logo.
Aces. I like that.
So is the Auckland one. It's kind of cool.
It
like
is.
A little iguana
It
thing.
is. Whereas the Bandits, good team, but
The bee.
just a bee.
Yeah. They've got on some of their hats. They've got the bandit on it.
Bandit.
Which
I think
is
they were
kinda
going
cool.
for clarity over something that looked good.
Mate, if I'm wearing merch, I don't want clarity. I want
something with a bit of bite.
I reckon
bit
a
of
bit
bite,
Bit of bite.
bit of chew.
something to start a conversation.
Okay.
What's that iguana doing on your shirt? You know.
Well, when I was 5. Again, there's a backstory to every logo, I
There
guess.
certainly is. There certainly is. And the Perth Heat also had a dominant weekend, with the boys from the West defeating the Canberra Cavalry 3-1 in the series.
Is that your team, Guzzy?
The Canberra Cavalry.
Yeah.
No, mate. Brisbane Bandits, my side.
But you're a Canberra boy.
You are a Canberra boy.
I originated there.
You seem to forget that, way
Moved
too
away
often.
when I was 2. It was too hot and then too cold, and we're like, you know what? Let's just go somewhere where it's hot all the time. Let's settle for one. So came up to Brisbane, and the rest is history.
As Finn says, Brisneyland.
Brisneyland. Again, let's get that trending.
Let's get Brisneyland.
I'm working hard. People are like Bris Vegas, but I think that's just the default. That's a bit.
It is a bit.
It's a bit like Vegas, ha ha ha.
Bris Vegas.
Yeah, no, but Brisneyland, where the magic happens.
Exactly.
No,
where your dreams come true.
exactly, mate. No, but what I do like about the ABL is 2 divisions,
Yeah.
and that's very American,
Mm.
very un-Australian. And it's could this be incorporated in other codes? I don't think we
I was
talked about it
thinking
last
about
week.
that when I was looking at the results on the weekend. I was looking at it and I thought, this could work in the A-League. This could work in the... maybe not the A-League, but like an NPL national competition.
The NRL.
Like the... Yeah? Like an A-League 2?
No, basically, well, in the NRL, I think this has been discussed before, a Sydney league,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got basically the others in another league.
The conference.
Conferences,
You mean,
correct, yeah, conferences. Again, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's not something it's not something Australians like to pursue, though.
No.
But I think we're all big fans of the NFL, and it works pretty well over there.
Certainly does.
Instills really solid rivalries.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. But again, there are only 4-team divisions, conferences in the ABL.
Yeah. There
I
used
know.
to be 3-team.
There you go,
as well.
expansion on the way up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Aussie baseball.
Exactly.
Next
It's
big
good.
thing.
It's good to see.
Well, there's nowhere to go but up for the ABL. I mean, it's a great competition.
Well, they could go back to 3 teams.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
I mean,
Let's hope not.
it's growing. So, and it looks like, Goofy agreed with us. It's the ABL competition is getting better and better every year. Competition is getting better, so it's really good to see.
And also on the back of that team, that victory over the USA.
Yeah.
Baseball down under is only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but where would you expand to?
I don't know how much he can expand.
Well,
There's pretty much a team in every major city.
Exactly, but do you need those derbies?
I think there's I think there's plenty of teams.
Is there enough? Exactly. Is there enough potential, to field 10 teams, or enough talent in Australia before you start going, hey, let's just fill our team with Americans?
I think you probably go to let's get Tassie a team. They've barely got a
They've
league
got nothing,
at all.
have
They've
they?
barely got a league at all.
That's what I find
Well,
interesting.
there's only like 300 people that live on that
Pretty
island,
much.
so
That's interesting
I
about
was going to make
Tasmania.
a joke then, but probably shouldn't.
They're almost an untapped market
Yeah.
in some
Yeah.
ways, aren't they? They've
I
got
was
the.
going to make another joke. I just can't.
so many Tasmania jokes that you can
Oh,
make.
they're great.
They've got the Hobart Hurricanes,
The cane train.
the Cane Train, woohoo. Other than that, and a bit of Shield cricket, which Gussie loves.
He
Don't
loves
get me
it.
started.
And again, if you're still listening, bet you're on the edge of your seat waiting for that because that's Shield cricket.
That's where the magic happens.
Not
No.
talking about shield cricket. Don't worry.
Are we?
No.
That's
Oh,
news to
oi,
me.
oi.
Okay,
We're cutting
well,
it.
No, it's
It's like I'm leaving.
again, so it's an untapped market.
Yeah.
A-League?
Get a footy team down there.
Yeah.
Get an AFL team down there. They've been aching for one for ages. Move the Suns down there.
I'll just get them out of the Gold Coast.
Get them out of the Gold Coast, honestly.
So what games have we got coming up, mate? Which key ABL games have we got coming up?
So this weekend we have Auckland facing Canberra, Adelaide facing Geelong, Korea, which you guys aren't huge fans of, but it's interesting.
I don't mind Korea.
No, Geelong, Korea.
I
mate.
just confused. I was
Hey.
just confused why they're playing out of Geelong when they could just play out of Korea.
Well,
It's a
then
bit of a long plane flight, isn't it, mate?
Yeah,
I think
but I
it's-
mean, don't they have to make that flight anyway?
They have their own league there.
Do they,
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
Would
a
most
lot
of them
bigger.
live-
A lot better and a lot bigger.
would most of them live in Geelong though? You'd think.
Yeah, so I'm
Or-
pretty sure it's made up from players who already play in the local competition that are
Okay.
just too good to play in the local
It's a
competition.
bit weird or a bit unusual to name a team after a country.
Well,
Yeah.
in the uni competition that I play in, we do play
Silver medalist, I might add.
silver medalist national.
Straight on your LinkedIn.
Exactly. There actually is one of those teams.
Okay.
So there's a team that is not affiliated with uni, but they're all XQT students from Korea.
Mm.
So they all play in one team together socially and stuff like that in that competition. So it's not unheard of for those kind of things to happen in baseball specifically, especially when it's such a big sport in Korea and Japan and countries like that. Anyway, we've also got Melbourne Aces playing Perth Heat. Our Brisbane Bandits are playing Sydney Blue Sox in Blacktown, which will be interesting.
So for the record, in the ABL, they play 4-match series, don't
They
they?
do, which is really good, makes it really accessible, and we encourage everyone to go watch some games because you can watch it on Thursday, you can watch it on Friday, you can watch it on Saturday.
Sunday?
Sometimes, but not all the time. Most of the time they have double headers and stuff.
Gutted. Okay.
Mm.
Actually, I think there is one on Sunday.
Childhood.
Is the 8th a Sunday?
Look at that. Yes,
I
it
think
is. It is.
There you go. You can watch it on Sunday too.
No, that's
Wow.
cool stuff.
It's on almost
that's
every day
awesome.
of the week. Anyway, we'll move on to the Australian version of baseball, cricket.
That is what we call a segue.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
But the fact that he pre-planned
He
that
did,
terrible
and he
joke.
and he told us
He
as
did.
well.
Guys,
It's just
can
not
we
good.
just-
Can we just get past
You're
that?
embarrassing me.
Guys, I've had
Okay.
enough.
Embarrassing in
All right.
front of my friends.
Had enough.
Okay.
This isn't fair. Telling mom.
Quiet in the cordon. Thank you. Anyway,
What?
Your chat stinks. Have a Mentos, mate.
anyway, from our games to watch in the Bulls Masters this week, UQ, they just continue to win, continue to dominate the Bulls Masters competition. They defeated Sunshine Coast at Webb Harris Oval. UQ's total of 9 for 297 was far too much for Sunshine Coast to chase down, falling short at 201. I can't pronounce his name, but Yano
Coetzee.
Coetzee, South African.
Yep.
Yes, obviously it looks like that. He was the standout for UQ, scoring 88 runs, while Dominic Michael also contributed with 69 runs. UQ stay in first place in the overall competition, while Sunshine Coast slip to 7th. Western Suburbs also defeated Valleys at Peter Eastern Oval. Valley's middle order weren't able to contribute with plenty of stars, not really making any impact with the bat, getting a lot of starts and not following on. Blake Edwards was brilliant with the ball for Western Suburbs, taking 5 wickets for 68 in the first innings, and Western Suburbs did it easy in the end, 10 for 231, and 5 for 154 declared, defeating Valleys, 10 for 169 and 3 for 57.
Quick question, was Matt Willens playing in that
Matt
UQ
Willens
team?
was, and he got a solid 17 not out for UQ. Congratulations to him. He's
been using the Brad boy.
I think he must have been, because his batting has been very good. Not out as well, may I remind you. So obviously he got the not ahead to declare. Bit of a David Warner situation there. I reckon Matt Willens was eyeing off a century, maybe
triple ton.
What's the record for number 11? Ashton Agar. Is that it?
Hey,
not the record.
I don't know.
Not the record.
I don't know what the record is, but Matt Willens was
idea.
probably thinking he could break it.
Speaking of Ashton Agar,
absolute leaders.
Wait, sorry, there was that Aussie quick bowler a few years ago. I think 15 years ago. He scored a double ton.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Stuart Broad.
No,
Australian.
He's not very Australian.
Well, no, Stuart Broad did score a ton against Zimbabwe. But
Zimbabwe,
yeah.
Campbell, you keep saying what you're about to say. I'm going to just do a quick Google search.
Speaking of Ashton Agar, Cam Green, I picked him as a bit of a schmoky for the Australian team. And what has Punter said?
Well, Punter's pretty much backing him in, isn't he?
Yeah.
He likes the idea of playing Cameron Green in that side. But at the moment...
Not at the moment. The bowling attack's too strong.
I know, but do you see anyone that he would replace in that Australian side?
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't think so.
He may come on tour with them.
Yeah.
But I don't, and maybe as an emergency, and maybe 12th man.
Yeah.
But I don't really see him. I don't think he's definitely not good enough to take out any of those quicks out of the side.
No.
Maybe better with the bat than maybe some of them. He is quite good with the bat, especially
sort
for a
of
tall.
Mitch Marsh type?
Yeah, a little bit like a Mitch Marsh type.
Not as good at batting.
Maybe not as good. Who knows?
Yeah.
He's way younger, so he's still got time to develop.
Anyway, in the other matches in the...
Sorry, I've just uncovered some gold.
Bit of a gem.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of a gem.
Okay.
You might say, Campbell.
Go
Jason Gillespie.
That's
exactly.
right.
I could picture him. I just couldn't remember his face.
Was it against New Zealand?
Well,
let's not talk about
didn't read that far on Google, did I? No, he scored
sure it was against New Zealand.
He scored 201, unbeaten.
Wow.
201. Oh, he scored a good amount. I think he scored about 50 against New Zealand or something.
But there you go.
That was shocking.
Off the top of my head, that one.
It's a good one.
So,
off the dome.
Off the dome.
Anyway, as I was saying...
Very, very bald dome.
But not yet, mate. Get there.
Ashley Martin, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
In the other Bulls Masters games, Redlands defeated the Gold Coast. Northern Suburbs defeated Ipswich Logan. Sandgate Redcliffe defeated Toombul. And South Brisbane drew with Winner Manly.
Well, so Gussie, how does this look on the standings? So you got UQ.
Yeah, so you got UQ.
The benchmark.
Yeah, you got Western Suburbs creeping up into second. Valleys have dropped down to about fourth now.
Yep. And it was...
and South Brisbane dropped all the way down to seventh. It's really tight in the middle there.
That Valleys game, or that Valleys performance, I guess, that kind of started with their loss to UQ, didn't it?
It did.
About 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Yes. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago. Their batting has really let them down recently. They haven't posted a solid first innings total in a while. So it's not looking all that good for Valleys, who should be a top side in this competition.
And how many rounds to go?
Oh.
Do you know?
I don't know the exact amount. You're putting me on the spot here, mate. It's about round 8 or 9.
Okay.
I think I think they're about halfway through.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So time to turn it around, but still, it's
Yes.
One season that is over though, or the regular season.
Yeah, the WBBL. That's nice. I like that.
Thought of it just then. I didn't plan it ahead. You know.
Well, at least, even if you did, you didn't tell us.
Exactly.
I mean, we've got our 4 teams now. Brisbane Heat finished on top. The Brisbane Heat women. Second place was the Adelaide Strikers. Third, Perth Scorchers, and fourth, Melbourne Renegades.
No sixes.
No sixes.
Yeah, that's pretty telling in itself. I guess
as soon as Elise Perry was gone,
exactly,
the Sixers season was over.
Also, a great last push from the Melbourne Renegades as well.
Well, they've been in red hot form. I think they've lost. They've won about 4 of their last 5,
including the win against the Heat. So bit of revenge, I guess, this week. But pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool initiative by Cricket Australia. All games are at Allan Border Field.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday and Sunday.
We'll be there. Well, Gussie and I will be there. As always. I mean, Finn, you're always MIA.
I am. Yeah. It's really bizarre.
How the tables have turned. It used to be Finn. Gus never comes to anything. Now it's Finn.
Yeah.
And who's the stalwart there? There every time.
I'm a busy man, mate. No, but again, all those games, Allan Border Field. Yeah, so both the semis on Saturday, then the final on Sunday.
Expect a massive crowd at Allan Border as
100%.
well. I mean, we were at the last game between the Heat and the Renegades, and it was packed.
And it was midweek.
Yeah, exactly. These ones on the weekend. So
This is on Saturday.
take the kids out, take the girlfriend out, take the boyfriend out, do whatever you want.
If I had a girlfriend, then maybe.
And watch some great cricket because these ladies are really good.
Wipe off your tears.
And
Prince.
how much are
Getting your
tickets?
shoes wet. From $10.
Yeah, about $10. So it's value for money as well.
It's a day out. They're both on the same day. It's they're back to back. And they come back on the Sunday.
And if that's not good enough, me and Campbell will be there. So
Campbell and I. Jinx. Buy me a Coke.
Oh. No, but that's...
also, Macca's right next door, so...
Yeah.
If you're looking for a Macca's...
That's the big selling point.
But
again, that's really cool. And I don't think we could see that happen with the men's games because they generate, let's face it, a bigger crowd.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. You couldn't have that at the Gabba, could you?
No.
Games on Saturdays, then Sunday.
You'd be losing the ball.
Especially...
like... You'd be hitting it into
into
Albion
Crosby
Racecourse.
Park.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just checking it out now. Tickets are free.
Tickets are free? What?
Yeah.
No, kids are free.
Kids might be.
Kids are free.
No, I'm
And
saying...
the
Adults are
concession are
$10.
about 5 or 10.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, just turn my
I
computer
read something
around.
earlier.
There you go.
Free?
Again,
Free
Yahoo!
again, I have
100%. That's a win.
unless my eyes are lying to me, they're free.
Yeah.
So again, really, really cool initiative by Cricket Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, semis Saturday, final Sunday, and then mid to late afternoon, you can see the Heat lifting the shield.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Well, I was just
Trophy.
about to ask, what are the tips for the semi-finals and the final?
So our Brisbane Heat are playing Melbourne Renegades in a
Yes.
rematch of the a few weeks ago where you'll see
Infamous loss.
You'll see Brisbane girl, ex-Brisbane Heat player Josie Dooley, wicketkeeper for the Melbourne Renegades, battling against her old team. That could go either way. I mean, we've seen Melbourne Renegades are in hot form.
I like the look of the Renegades.
They're looking
honestly.
good. But Brisbane Heat are pretty bloody good themselves. Adelaide versus Perth Scorchers. What do you reckon?
I like the look of Adelaide. They've been brilliant this year. This is their best ever performance from Adelaide. Sophie Devine has been the player of the series, definitely. So I'm giving that one to Adelaide. And I think Adelaide are going to go all the way.
You reckon?
That's pretty disappointing from you, pal.
What?
Pretty disappointing.
What, do I have to back Brisbane?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Look, I like the look of Adelaide.
No.
They've probably been a surprise packet. I didn't expect them to be in the Final Four, but look, they've deserved to be there, and I think they're going to win it.
There you go. There's our picks.
There you go.
Good to hear. NBL, what are we doing?
NBL. Well, actually, this is quite interesting. So, obviously, LaMelo Ball, he's been the big...
Yes, he's been
I guess the big
crazy.
talking point this season.
I think the Batuta Advocate reported that he was the first player in the NBL to dunk. So, there you go.
You're kidding.
Oh, my God.
Gussie. Jeez, mate. Wow. Jeez.
Mate.
Look, I don't watch a lot of basketball, and, I mean...
It's irrelevant.
It
It's
just
completely irrelevant.
Why would you bring that up?
Batuta Advocate.
Oh, Batuta... Oh, okay. I get it now. I get it now.
Anyway,
Mate.
But ESPN, they released their first mock draft for next year's NBA draft.
Yeah.
They had LaMelo going number 1.
Wow, still.
Also, interestingly, at number 5, RJ Hampton, I think his name is.
Yep.
New Zealand Breakers.
Yep.
Again, that's 2 NBL players possibly going in.
Good signs.
In top
Good
5.
signs. Do you reckon you'd earn more playing at an NBL team than an college team if they got paid?
I think you would.
Like a team like the Gators or the U?
The U.
The U
Cam-
or FSU or something like
Finn Morton. The U.
The U
of Queensland.
of Queensland. Yeah.
No, again, I think you would. Coming down under, just because I think there'd be more opportunities for endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a player like LaMelo. I don't know what he's doing endorsements-wise, but I mean, whatever he wanted, he could get.
Building an international brand too, which is handy.
That's what it is. Big baller brand.
Big ball, never lost.
Never lost.
Never
Stay in your
lost.
lane.
Stay in your lane.
So it's but it's quite weird that he's projected to go number 1 by ESPN because Illawarra still sitting last.
City dwellers.
How's he doing though?
Yeah, he's going good.
Yeah,
really good. I think he had 2 triple doubles back to back last week. So it's
that's good.
It is good.
That's good.
It is good.
He's playing well.
No, it is good. So it's Sydney Kings, Perth Wildcats, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Nothing new, really.
Nothing new. Same old, same old.
It's pretty much. It's almost like there's just like 2 or 3 teams in the middle who are just changing. But other than that, the bottom's pretty well anchored, except the Breakers, second last. So it's so tough being a New Zealand fan.
Oh, it is. Long suffering, except for if you're an All Blacks fan.
Oh, that was pretty tough still.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, what are you?
Poor you. Poor you.
Like, you're not even good at rugby anymore.
Sailing, America's Cup champions.
True.
There you go.
Is sailing a sport though?
Yeah.
Yeah, rugby league's not. Anyway, so
more of a sport than union though. So
Definitely
not officially.
No.
Foot golf and pole dancing. That's a whole nother debate though.
Exactly.
What's more popular? Let's just
Pole
say.
dancing.
Pole dancing.
What's popular with me? Definitely pole dancing. Maybe not. Maybe not
stay
foot
off
golf.
it. Let's stay off it, mate.
Foot golf is a bit of a.
Foot golf is actually a lot of fun.
It is good fun.
I played a course in, I think it was over near Nudgee.
Yeah,
Nudgee Lane.
that's where it is.
Good fun. Seriously.
We should go around.
So you literally just putt with your foot.
No, like
your foot is your driver,
like
and your putter.
There's fairways in that.
Yeah.
So what, you're hitting like a rubber ball around, or
No,
you're
hitting
actually
a
kicking a
football.
golf ball?
Like a
You're hitting
football.
a football.
Yeah,
You get a football.
No.
Yeah, it's foot.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you get like a soccer football.
I was imagining like a little rubber ball or something you're hitting around.
God, you are thick, mate.
I'm sorry, I've never played foot golf before.
Well,
Who plays foot golf?
piece it together, pal. Do you want to get up an IQ test for Gussie? Because I'm genuinely
I
a bit
think you'll
concerned.
fail, mate.
I think you'll just fail.
Can you
I'm
fail
sorry.
an IQ test?
Look, I'm sorry, but am I the only one who thinks foot golf would have a golf ball in it or
No.
similar shaped ball,
Yes.
like a rubber ball?
Mm-hmm.
Foot golf. It's football golf.
What? Oh my god.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Should we move on to football while we're at it?
Yeah, I think so.
Sydney FC still top of the table.
Shh. Wellington, back to back, baby.
Smoky.
Bit of a schmoky.
Bit of a smoky. I think not. But Perth Glory, the team they faced last year, and we've already spoken about this.
Yeah.
They're at the bottom of the league, followed by the Central Coast Mariners, 10th. The Sauce.
The
Masterfoods.
Sauces.
I'm coining that. They're
Yeah.
the Sauce from now on.
I like that.
I like it too.
Seriously, get that copyrighted. Let's
Put it on a
the
t-shirt.
Put it on some t-shirts.
Put it on some t-shirts. Sell them. Melbourne City are second in the league, followed by Adelaide, which there was an absolute wonder goal scored. Oh my God!
Brilliant.
Off the chest, off the boot, top bins. Keeper was in no man's land. Western Sydney, Adelaide has been great this year. Brisbane Roar are making a bit of a comeback. I mean, with 2 wins, will you?
Yeah, but that's all it takes in the A-League.
It does.
Well, Gussie, what have you thought of the Raw in the last 4 games?
They have been up and down.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting this result because Central Coast are even worse.
Actually, sorry, is it fairer to say that they were down, but now they're on the up? Because
No.
I think it was 2 losses, then 2
Yeah.
wins, right? So,
And a loss in
lost
between.
to Wellington, of course.
I don't
How
think
could I forget?
I don't think the Raw should be inspired by this victory
No, certainly not.
because it's
No,
Central Coast.
No, and they should have won against Wellington as well.
Yeah.
So-
It's
but they didn't.
I mean, they
Come
need.
on, you Knicks.
What I do like about them is they're playing more youth now.
Yeah, again, but that's almost forced,
Yes,
isn't it?
But it should have been that way from the start.
I don't think it's ideal when clubs are having to do that. If you want to win the league, like a team like Sydney, they develop players in a smart way,
Yeah,
but they also bring in a clunk of international talent.
yeah.
So, and that's why they're top of the league, and mate, they're head and shoulders above everyone else at the moment.
Mate,
Like
you
really?
use some Head and Shoulders. Sore spot.
Yeah, mate.
Sorry,
Move
bit of
on.
dandruff.
dandruff. I can't speak. Newcastle Jets are then following the Brisbane Roar, Melbourne Victory, Wellington Phoenix, and of course Central Coast and Perth at the bottom.
And that's a wrap of football.
It certainly is. Had some interesting results on the weekend, but I mean,
Well, at this stage, it's looking like Sydney's to lose.
Well,
it
yeah.
really is.
Actually, I will say this too: Western United,
Mm.
they're in a bit of a dangerous period now. I think
Yeah.
that's 3 losses in a row now.
Yep.
And they started so well, Gusman, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they've had a lot of home fixtures as well, and yeah, it's gonna be tough at the back end of the season when they're playing these away games to Sydney and to Melbourne. Yeah, I don't see them doing that. I don't see them making the finals.
Well,
Yeah.
they're in a position now where they have Victory at home next week.
Yeah.
If they lose, flag on the play.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Sound the
GMHBA.
alarm.
Yeah, GMHBA is far from a fortress.
It is. Well, I agree.
So,
But if they start
can't win
losing,
at home.
mate, you lose 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And this is one of those, I guess, cliche or English term 6-pointers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where these are 2 teams now battling for survival in terms of A-League final aspirations. It's very hard to recover, even though
Yep.
it's only 9 weeks into the season.
Certainly is.
Mm.
Certainly is. One quick one before we get out of here. Copa America. We've been put in the South region. We'll be taking on Argentina, Chile, Uruguay,
and
Sorry, since
Bolivia. I want to say a few other countries.
Ecuador maybe
Ecuador.
that's in there.
someone else. Again, the big
Since when did Australia qualify for this.
There's 2 invitational teams.
So weird.
It's just embarrassing. Like, first we're in Eurovision, now we're in Copa America.
Make up your mind, Australia.
Which continent do you want to be a part of?
Pick one. Pick and stick.
It's good because, Asia Cup, you don't really get to face that great a competition compared
But we're just going to get walloped.
We will.
Everyone.
We are. Well, we probably are.
We will. So you get 2 invitational teams. Again, that's why Australia got the nod. But why Australia of all countries?
Oh, that's
why Qatar of all countries?
Well,
World Cup
the World
hosts.
Cup.
Yeah.
And there's money there.
Yeah.
money talks.
Yeah. Football's still the most corrupt sport in the world.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah. But no, I think we'll win it.
You reckon we'll win?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a Russia winning the World Cup kind of pick there, mate.
Absolutely blinded by optimism.
Yeah.
All right.
At least you're confident. I'm less confident. Anyway, that's all we have time for today, guys. Thank you once again, boys. Put in your wise inputs, mate. I guess.
Thank you.
Is that a good way to say it?
I don't know how wise it is. We gave it a shot.
Yeah. You know what? That's all we can do.
At the end of the day, we're just 3 guys sitting in front of a microphone, just
shooting the
chat,
just trying to be smart, and we're really not.
We're really not.
Anyway,
fake it till you make it.
That's it, mate. That's it.
That's the goal.
Exactly.
Anyway,
we're who you beauty.
You beauty.
If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at _beyondthesidelines_ for Instagram, at Beyond the Sidelines for Facebook, and we're on YouTube at Beyond the Sidelines. We're considering setting up a website. Let us know what we are. Let us know what you guys think about that.
You're just spoiling everything, mate.
Oh, it's just, it's too exciting. I've got to talk about it. I've got to talk about it.
We might release a website. We might not.
There you go. Who knows? We will. Maybe a poll. We'll get a poll going. Should we release a website? Should we not? A bit of... Anyway, whatever.
Oh, we could do, mate. We could do. But I think
never mind.
It's just embarrassing when it's just us voting.
Yeah. Okay.
That is someone else vote.
Please. Anyway,
we'll get Mum to vote.
Yeah. Anyway, make sure you listen to this episode and all the other ones. We value the time you spend listening to these episodes.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. That's all it takes. You don't have to listen to the end. Probably won't be listening to this right now. Anyway,
get keen for episode 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate it then, mate.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit presumptuous.
Well, this is number 19 in the bag, my friend.
This is. But, we've still got a week. We've still got plenty of sport to watch.
We look forward to you joining us next week on episode 20.
Cheers.